I would much rather you see toothpaste than the giant pimple I'm trying to cover. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley, and today I'm going to be telling you about why I quit Amazon. I started working for Amazon on November 25th of 2013, and I quit January 27th of 2016. So I worked there for 2 years, 2 days, 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days. And basically the reason for that was the job had just started making me very depressed. At first it was great because I was getting experience. I was excited that I was working and making money, and I was being trained and learning new things all the time. But then once that passed, after the first year, it wasn't exciting anymore, and I was trying to grow with the company. Because I live in Uruguay, it was outsourced through Alorca. Well, now it's called Alorca. Back then it was called Expert Global Solutions. And I was always trying to grow, and every time there were any new positions that were hiring for a trainer, team lead, quality analyst, I applied for them all. And I was always encouraged to apply for them because I was good at what I was doing. The managers, the team leads, and everyone was like, "You're doing a great job, you should apply so you can grow." And I did. And I never got any of the new positions. And I did it over and over again. Every 6 months there would be new positions, so I would apply. And I would do the interviews, and then I never got chosen. And then at some point it became kind of ridiculous because they would say, "Oh, you applied to too many positions, or you should only apply to one," and I don't get any of them. And then at some point they were like, "Oh, we didn't pick you for this position because we figured you'd be better for this position," and yet in the end I still wouldn't get any other position. The only thing I was really doing was, they called it tenure, but after the 3-month probation, then you're already tenure. So I was doing what we would call floor work. So I was helping all of the new people with any questions they had, or if they were having a problem they didn't know how to solve, I would go over to them. And I did that a lot. I think I was probably the most motivated person to do that because I was getting sick of being on the phone and taking verbal abuse all the time from customers when their problem wasn't under our control. We followed policy. We followed the rules we had to follow. And it was making me mad and making me depressed and miserable. Not to mention the schedules were also kind of affecting me because I would be at work all day, and when I would come home to see my family, then it would be night and everyone would already be asleep. So I just finally got tired of that. Another big thing was the lack of communication between the trainers, the managers, and the team leads. There were some problems that we didn't know how to solve, or when we asked about solving it, the trainers would give us one answer and the managers would give us another. I remember during a new training portion, I told the trainer, "Well, the manager said this last time," and they're like, No, that's completely wrong." But shouldn't you also be training the managers to know this? It was very frustrating. And also there were a lot of times where I feel like the people we were asking, whether it was a manager or a trainer or a team leader or whoever, they wouldn't listen to the question we were asking and just give us a generic answer. There was also one point where one of my coworkers, who was also on the phones, he had a problem with a customer, and so they went to my manager, and he gave him he told him exactly what to do, and so he went, he did it, and then the person still wanted to speak to a supervisor, so he went back to ask, but my manager was no longer sitting there, so he asked his own manager, and the way he treated him was very off-putting, very disrespectful, especially considering the answer he received just before. His manager had said, well, if you don't want to help the customer, that's not my problem. But then he goes, listen, I just asked this manager and he told me to do this. And so when my manager came back, I told him, listen, this is what happened. I don't think that's right. I mean, there needs to be more communication within it. And I'm hoping this is all making sense because it's very hot. And I just want to get this video uploaded. And so yeah, after all of that, there was a lot of issues I had with everything that was pretty much going on. I mean, the people I worked with were all very nice, except in that case. There was also a team lead who had basically yelled at I think it was a phone representative, and the language he used was very disrespectful. It was, to translate it roughly, was suck my balls. And so I don't know if I got him fired because I posted about it on Facebook. But it made me really mad. Like, you shouldn't be treating people like that, especially in the workplace, especially being a temporary team lead. And so there were just a lot of issues I was having, and because I wasn't getting any of the positions that I was applying for, I was feeling discouraged, unmotivated, and then finally I just decided to quit. And I was really happy about that decision. And yeah, there were just a lot of things that I didn't like that were happening. And not even just with the managers and the people there, but also the communications directly from Amazon about new promotions or new policies or things like that. We weren't being given all of the information that we need to relay to customers. And then we would end up looking stupid. And it doesn't make sense to me that they would give us the information that customers were asking until 3 days later. Like, you should let the people who work for you know first, so they have the answers when customers are asking. Instead, we had to go to freaking Google, even though we have a notification system. Had, because I haven't been there for like 3 years. We had a notification system whenever new policies came out, but they always came out late. They always notified us really late. At one point, there had been some sort of promotion or competition on the website for $250,000 in gift cards. And a customer called asking me if it was legitimate. I was like, no, there's no way. That's got to be a scam. And they're like, then why is it on your website? And so I check, and sure enough, it's there on the website. I mean, yeah, why is the customer asking me if it's on the website? But second of all, why weren't we notified? Things like this are usually scams. And so that it made me really mad. And I finally started getting sick and tired of it. And, the environment wasn't the best. And also me being super antisocial and observant. I guess I was overthinking it maybe, but in the end, I'm glad I quit Amazon, and I've been a lot happier ever since. Ever since then, I've been working from home, teaching English and other things, So I'm really happy that I quit Amazon when I did. I am going to make kind of like a series talking about how to shop on Amazon, questions you may have. I have some old videos talking about that, but I am going to update them because Amazon's always updating every year, every couple of months, really. And so I hope you stick around. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this gets uploaded. And I will see you in the next one.